Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a back to school makeup look. I've seen a lot of these on other people's channels and people seem to really enjoy them, so I thought I would just do a very bright, fresh faced makeup look that's not going to take too much time in the morning, so we get a bit of an extra lie in, which of course is what we all want, but we still want to look amazing for that first day back at school. I know I was definitely one of those people that all the way throughout the summer was planning on what I would do and what I would wear and how my makeup would be and how my hair would be on that first day back at school, because it's the time when you've had a whole summer off, maybe you haven't seen all the people from your year or your school, and you can kind of reinvent yourself and just be the person that you want to be for the next year. And so I just thought, you know, I would do this video for you guys, so I really hope you enjoy it and please keep watching. Okay, so I thought I would do a bit of a hair and makeup tutorial just to give you guys some really simple ideas for hair. You know, we don't want to spend a lot of time in the morning doing our hair. I'm not one of those people who will get up ridiculously early in the morning and sit and curl their hair. I want something quick, fast, something that's going to be really simple but yet really effective and really quick at the same time. So when I was at school, I used to straighten my hair the night before, not in the morning. It just gave me, you know, an extra 10 minutes to do other bits, or, you know, an extra 10 minutes of a lie-in. When I was straightening my hair, I would always use some kind of heat protectant spray. At the minute, I'm just using this argan oil one. It's a heat defensive leave-in spray. You just spray it onto the section of your hair that you're going to straighten, and it just protects your hair from any heat damage. Going to school, I quite like to have my hair down. I didn't really like to have it up in a bubble. That was just my own personal preference, but I didn't like to have my fringe in my face. So what I would used to do is pin my fringe back, but instead of just taking it back and pinning it, what I used to like doing is taking the front section of your fringe, giving it a little bit of a twist, pushing it just so you've got a little bit of lift at the root, and then taking just a plain pin. So then I'm just going to take the other side of my fringe, take a section, twist it, push it up a little bit, and put the pin in. And as you can see, that's just a really quick hairstyle, really simple but really pretty at the same time. If you don't really want to do little twists, you can just pull the fringe back, or you could do small plaits, whatever takes your fancy really. And then I would usually just spray a little bit of hairspray. I'm using the Sammy Juge hairspray. I'm just going to spray a really small amount just on the front, just to keep that in place. Okay, so moving on to makeup, I'm going to just go straight in with my foundation. I'm not going to prime my skin. I rarely ever used a primer when I was in school, but if you do want to use a primer, then you can go ahead and use one now. For foundation, I am using the Maybelline Fit Me Foundation. My shade is 125. I chose this foundation for this video because this is a foundation that I used to wear when I was in college, and I wanted this to be kind of as true as it could be. When it comes to foundation, obviously there's so many different variables, particularly when it comes to school. Schools will have different regulations. You've got such a wide span in age groups. You've got different skin types, different skin tones. Obviously you are going to know what is best for your skin and what suits your school best. But if you want some advice, then feel free to leave me a comment below. Second thing is, when it comes to foundation, you want to choose one that's going to match your skin tone exactly. I cannot tell you how many times I have seen girls with a demarcation line around their jawline because they have chosen a foundation that is too dark and they haven't blended it down their neck. Unfortunately, it's not a good look. When it comes to finding the right colour for you, never ever test a foundation on the back of your hand. The back of your hand is not the same colour as your face. You always want to test it against your jawline or your neck and body. Your face tans differently to your body, so a lot of the time you may have a slightly darker body and neck than you do have your face. If you match your foundation to your face, you may end up having a slightly paler face to your body, so you want to match it to your neck and jawline instead. Second thing, when matching your foundation to your skin type, you also want to find out whether you have more yellowish undertones or more pink and beige undertones. For example, I have quite yellowish undertones in my skin, and I find that if I accidentally pick up a foundation with pink and beige undertones, it can really just dull down the look of my skin. So you really want to find out what undertones your skin has and match it to your foundation. For applying my foundation, I'm going to be using a Real Techniques stippling brush. When I was in school, again, I often use my fingers. Fingers can sometimes be the best tool to blend in your foundation. They're there, why not use them? But if you are looking for some good quality brushes that are cheap. You know, when you're in school, you don't want to be spending your money on anything that's too expensive, but you do still want something that is very good quality. These brushes are very good quality at a very good price, so I will link all the brushes that I use in this video down below where you can buy them. So I'm just stippling that around my face, making sure to work it up to my hairline, again so I don't have a demarcation line, taking it across my eyes, taking it onto my ears, and slightly down onto my neck. I really like having quite a dewy finish to my skin. When I was in school, I always preferred to have a more dewy looking foundation than a more matte one, just because I felt it didn't look quite as heavy on my skin. Okay, so now I'm going in with some concealer. I'm using the Rimmel Wake Me Up concealer, and I'm just going to conceal any blemishes that I have on my skin. Just put a little bit onto the blemish and then gently use light tapping motions with your finger just to blend it in. We don't want to rub it around, otherwise we're going to rub around the foundation that we've already applied and all the foundation will just move. You may want to take the concealer slightly under your eyes, just if they're a bit dark. This is really good for if, you know, you've got to get up early in the morning for school and you just want to look a bit brighter and more awake. So again, just tapping that in with my fingers, making sure to take that on my inner corners, because I used to have a lot of darkness on my inner corners. Before I set my foundation, I'm going to apply a cream blush. This is the Maybelline Dream Touch Blush. You want to make sure that you apply all cream or liquid products before you apply your powder, because powder will set that in, and then if you put cream on top of powder, it'll just cake up your skin. I'm just going to take a small amount of that on my finger, smile to find the apples of my cheeks, and lightly dab this on the apples of my cheeks and move backwards across the tops of your cheekbones. I really like a cream blush for a fresh makeup look. For example, school is really nice, it's not as heavy, it's just a lot more natural because we're blending it in with our fingertips. If you find that you apply too much, don't worry, just go ahead with your foundation brush and just lightly stipple that out and blend it in. Okay, so now I'm going to set my foundation using a Real Techniques multitask brush and the Collection Sheer Loose Powder in Translucent. You don't have to do this step, you can skip it if you don't usually set your foundation, but I just find that particularly in the oily areas like the T-zone, I like to set my foundation so it doesn't move throughout the day. I'm not going to bronze or contour because I don't think it's really necessary for school, and it's just going to take up more time that we could use in the morning to be doing something else. So I'm going to head straight on to the eyes. You really want to keep the eyes very simple, and so all I'm going to do is take this number 7 palette. I'm just going to take this very light cream brown shade on a Real Techniques base shadow brush. I'm just going to lightly sweep that across my eyelid. As this is a light colour, it's just going to really brighten the eyes and make them look more wide and awake. Make sure to take the eyeshadow right onto the inner corners of your eyes, as that is what's going to make you look really awake. To add a small amount of depth to the eyes, I'm just going to take this darker colour on the end here called Wheat Sheaf on a Real Techniques Deluxe Crease brush. I'm just going to take a really small amount of that just on the very tip of the brush and just blend that through the outer V and crease, like I say, just to add a bit of depth and dimension to the eyes. And you really want to blend this out using small circular motions and windscreen wiper motions to blend it through the crease. For mascara, I'm using the Max Factor Clump Defy mascara, and I'm going to apply coats of this to my top and bottom lashes. To get thicker and fuller lashes, what you want to do is start at the root of the lash and use zigzag motions moving upwards. Go right from the root all the way to the end. And now I'm just going to apply some mascara to my bottom lashes as well, as this is really going to open up your eyes. Now I'm just going to fill in my eyebrows. My eyebrows are quite sparse, so I like to fill them in. I don't really like to not fill them in, but you can skip this step obviously if you want to, or if you don't usually fill in your eyebrows, or if you are blessed with naturally gorgeous eyebrows. So I'm going to just brush through them first, just to get them into the shape that I want them in. And then I'm just going to start with the underneath of my eyebrow and use very light strokes for a very natural look. So as you can see, I've filled in my brows, but I'm just going to go over them with a little bit of Maybelline Brow Charmer, which is a slightly tinted brow gel, just to make sure they stay in place. To finish off this look, I'm going to use this Pinky Peach Lip Gloss by Model Co. And I'm just going to sweep that across my lips for some added shine. So here is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope some of you found it helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below. And please remember to subscribe to my channel for more videos. And I'll see you very soon. Bye!